Hello friends, welcome to Saptarishis Astrology. In this session, we are going to continue our discussion of Jupiter transit in Libra and what it means for natives of different signs and nakshatras. So as you know, in the previous session, we have covered what will be the effect of Jupiter transit for Aries native and what will be the effect of this transit for three nakshatras falling in the Aries sign, which are Ashwini, Bharani and Kritika. Now, in this session, I'm going to cover the effect of transit for natives of starting from Taurus sign, if your moon sign is Taurus, till Libra sign. So if your moon is in Libra, so we are going to see the effect of this transit and what it means for you. And in terms of nakshatras, we are going to cover nakshatras from Rohini till Vishaka. So what will be the effect of this transit for natives of these nakshatras will be covered in this particular session. So let us start with Taurus, what it means for Taurus natives. So if you have moon in Taurus, Jupiter will be transiting through the 6th house, which is Libra. The results as per various classics are not encouraging. They say the transit results for such transit is bad, and it basically means that the natives have to face a lot of obstruction, a lot of enemies, a lot of issues. Their health is not going to do well in this period. It is also said that natives typically suffer problem with digestion and because 6th house is also our intestine, so problems with intestine, problem with digestive system are kind of seen during this transit. So 6th house, as we know, it is the house of Rog, Rin and Shatru, which means it is the house of diseases. It is the house of loans or borrowings, and it is also the house of enemies. So all these karakatwas will get influenced by this transit, and native has to face a lot of problems because of Rog, Rin and Chatru, which is we just described. And in terms of Murti Nirnay, this transit will be the Swarn Murti for Taurus ascendant natives, because moon will be in Taurus sign at the time of changing of sign of Jupiter. So this basically is a blessing, because Swarn Murti means the results are going to be very much favorable. Swarn Murti basically means 100% benefic results. So basically, if you see from your moon sign, the transit of Jupiter is in sixth house, but from Murti Nirnaya perspective, the transit is 100% beneficial. So basically it means that it is a little bit good, little bit bad. So both of these two things will be seen, but more of bad results will be more of bad results are to be expected for such natives. In terms of aspect on 10th house of Jupiter is not considered good, and they say there is a loss of status, there is a loss of honor, there is a loss of position during such transit. And aspect on 2nd house, which is the house of saving, and which is the house of your gains, your family, your food. The aspect on 2nd house is supposed to be good for of Jupiter. So natives will enjoy good savings. They will also have good food, timely meals, even though they are facing a lot of problems, but they will have at least one thing which will be helpful for them. Now let's look at the various nakshatras which falls in Taurus sign and see the effect of this transit through nakshatras. First nakshatra that we have is Rohini nakshatra. For Rohini nakshatra, most of the time when the Jupiter is in Chitra nakshatra and Swati nakshatra, it will be in the hand portion of nakshatra Purush, which means calamities. And we know that Taurus Rashi natives, this is the problem of turbulence, this is the problem of disharmony, and same is also depicted through this nakshatra Purush transit. So as we can see that till the time Jupiter will be in Chitra sign, Chitra nakshatra or Swati nakshatra, the transit results are not going to be very encouraging. But as soon as it moves to Vishaka nakshatra, transit will be favorable for such natives. And guess what? Jupiter stays in Vishaka nakshatra for well over 6 months. So out of this transit of Jupiter in Libra, 6 months, it's going to give good results. So as we read through, or as we understand the results of Jupiter transit, we also have to take into account what Dasha's native is going through, and also the promise in the natal chart. So that has to be analyzed before we say anything with certainty about the transit. Now, in terms of the dates, Jupiter will stay in Chitra Nakshatra till 13th of October, and in Swati Nakshatra from 14th of October till 16th of December, which means till 16th of December there is no relief. Till 16th of December the time will not be so encouraging, but as soon as it moves to Vishaka Nakshatra, which is start from 17th of December, and for 6 full months it's going to stay in Vishaka Nakshatra. From December to June it's going to be in Vishaka Nakshatra, which is going to be a very good period. It's going to give a lot of gains. As we see in the chart here, that it's promising gains of grain, and as we discussed in the previous session also, gains here means gains of a lot of things. It could be food, it could be wealth, it could be gain of status, gain of progeny. All these things are expected during such transit. And then for short period of time, Jupiter again goes back to Swati Nakshatra. Little bit of problem here, but then later on from August onwards it moves to sign Vishaka Nakshatra. So again, good times for such natives. Moving on, next nakshatra is Mrigashira. So for Mrigashira, this transit is not going to be very helpful, very encouraging, because for most part, for entire transit in Jupiter, it's going to be in the hand portion of the nakshatra Purush, which means calamities, which means misfortune, which means miscommunication, which means a lot of problems, a lot of issues. So in general, the transit of Jupiter through Libra sign is not going to be very helpful for Mrigashira natives. So again, before we predict anything, we always have to keep in mind what Dasha's native is going through and what is the promise in the chart. Moving on to next sign, which is Gemini. For Gemini sign, Jupiter is going to be in the 5th house from the moon. Now, 5th house from moon is said to be one of the best places for Jupiter to be in. This is a period when excellent results can be expected. There is a gain of status, there is a gain of progeny, there is a gain of wealth during this period. There is also good food received by natives. People are also initiated in mantras. People will receive divine blessing of the Guru and the God during this period of time. In terms of Murti Nirnaya, the Murti Nirnaya says it is going to be in Loha Murti, which is iron Murti, which is not considered to be very auspicious position. But again, we have to mix the results of Murti Nirnaya. I would not give heavy weightage to Murti Nirnaya, but I will also keep in mind that overall the transit result should be good for Gemini ascendant. Today, not many people talk about Vipreet Veda. Veda basically means obstruction to anything. Now here, when you have certain planet in certain sign, obviously there are other 8 planets also playing their role. Do we have to forget what role they are playing, or do we also consider the role of other planet while transit of one planet is happening through one of the signs? So our rishis have said that we should study Vedas, and they have given different rules to identify Veda, which means obstructions. Based upon the concept of Veda, you will see that when Jupiter is in 5th sign, if there is any planet in 4th sign, 4th house, 4th bhava, it kind of obstructs the good results which are expected from Jupiter in 5th sign. So if we talk about what are the periods of Veda for Jupiter, while it stays in sign Libra for natives of Gemini ascendant, we have first Veda being caused by Sun, which is from 17th of September till 16th of October, 1 full month. Sun stays in sign Virgo, and that creates Veda for Jupiter. And then we have Mars, Venus, and Mercury, who will stay in sign Virgo till 29th of November 2017. So basically, if you see from September till end of November, September, October, November, these are the periods in which Jupiter, even though it promises good results, it's not going to give you good results because it has been obstructed or it has been restricted by our fast moving planets, which are Sun, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. So after December, you will definitely see some good results, which are promised by Jupiter in this transit phase. Between December and till August, you will see good results. The natives will see good results, and all the Karakatvas which I just mentioned previously. So they should see some positive development around these areas. And in the month of August and September, between August 1st August 2018 and 1st September 2018, Venus will create obstructions. Then in the month of September, Sun will start creating obstruction for Jupiter. So until the time it changes a sign, Sun will also create obstruction. So basically, overall, if you see almost 9 months, there are no obstructions. So overall, out of 12 or 13 months of stay of Jupiter, most of the time it's going to give you good benefic results. Now let's see the effect of Jupiter transit for different nakshatras. So first nakshatra that falls in Gemini sign is Adra nakshatra. Now for Adra nakshatra, this transit, when the Jupiter is in Chitra, which is 14th nakshatra, or Swati, which is nakshatra number 15, or Vishaka nakshatra, which is nakshatra number 16, all the three nakshatras falls under the hand portion of nakshatra Purush. So, which means natives can expect some misfortune, miscommunication, hardships during this transit period. So overall, Jupiter transit is not shown as favorable for Adra Nakshatra natives. Moving on to Punarvasu natives. For Punarvasu natives, the Jupiter will be in the hand portion of Nakshatra Purush during entire stay in sign Libra, and as we know that hand portion indicates a lot of misfortune, calamities, obstructions, issues kind of thing. So that is also not encouraging from a Nakshatra Purush standpoint. Moving to next sign, which is Cancer. For Cancer, Jupiter will be in the 4th house from their natal moon. Typically, 4th house transit of Jupiter is not considered good. So now let's talk about the effect of this Jupiter transit for natives who have moon in Cancer sign. For natives who have moon in Cancer, for them, Jupiter will be transiting through the 4th house in Libra. Typically, 4th house transit of Jupiter is not considered to be very auspicious. It is said that when Jupiter transit the 4th house, native has to lose his home. He will change his home. There will be loss of vehicles, loss of cattle. Native will also may get an accident through vehicles, and there may be loss of property, loss of his status. All these things are said about Jupiter in 4th house, Jupiter transit in 4th house. At the same time, when if we talk about the aspects of Jupiter, Jupiter is going to be aspecting 10th house, and we know that 10th house aspect of Jupiter is not considered good. So there will be loss of a status, loss of position, loss of problems in job and business. And it will also aspect your 8th house, which means good longevity. And it is also going to aspect the 12th house, which will be good in terms of there will be expenditure, but expenditure will be on good and auspicious things. So that's how the Jupiter aspect will deliver their results. Now let's talk about the Murti Nirnay. So for in terms of Murti, it's going to be in the Swarn Murti. Swarn Murti means 100% beneficial results. But as you know, 4th house is not a good sign for a good transit for Jupiter. So it is not considered very auspicious. And in terms of Murti, it is going to be in Swarn Murti, which means 100% benefic results. And then in terms of, as it is said that Jupiter transit through 4th house is not considered good. So all those periods will not be problematic, and then you will have some influences of other planets which will help you to sail through these tough times. So these obstructions are called as Vedas, and in terms of malefic position of Jupiter, there are always Vipreet Vedas which will help you to sail through these periods. So such periods will be given by Saturn. So Saturn is going to be in the sign of Scorpio, the fifth house, or the 5th sign from the moon sign. So till the time Saturn is there in a Scorpio, it is going to obstruct Jupiter in giving malefic results of this transit. And then later on, Mercury will be there in the sign Scorpio between 1st of November till 23rd of November 2017. So during this time, Jupiter will not be able to give any malefic results due to a transit in fourth house from Moon. And then Sun will play a role between 16th of November till 16th of December. So basically, as you see, first you have Mercury, who's saving you from 1st of November till 23rd of November, and then you have Sun, who's obstructing or who is causing a Viprit Veda from 16th of November till 16th of December. So overall, 1st of November till 16th of December, there is one or other planet which is causing Viprit Veda, and then between 16th December and 20th December 2017, Venus will also be causing Viprit Veda. So from 1st of November till 20th of December, Jupiter will not be able to give you the bad results of this transit. And then later on, Mars also comes into play, and it gives a Viprit Veda to this Jupiter from 17th of January 2018 till 6th of March 2018. So during these times, the Jupiter will not be able to give any malefic results. So let's talk about the nakshatras which falls under Cancer sign. First nakshatra that we are going to discuss is Pushya Nakshatra. Pushya Nakshatra natives, Jupiter transit will be in the hand portion of Nakshatra Purush, and as we know, hand portion of Nakshatra Purush, whenever Jupiter is moving through hand portion of Nakshatra Purush, the results are not auspicious. So it indicates calamities, misfortune, miscommunication, lot of confusion, lot of problems, lot of issues, lot of obstructions, and so on and so forth. So during entire stay in Libra, Jupiter will be in the hand portion of Nakshatra Purush, which means not so good times for such natives. Moving on to next nakshatra, which is Ashlesha. For Ashlesha natives, till the time Jupiter is in Chitra Nakshatra, it's going to give good results. But as soon as Jupiter moves into Swati Nakshatra or Vishaka Nakshatra, the results are not going to be very auspicious. So Jupiter will stay in Chitra Nakshatra till 13th of October 2017. But later on, it moves to Swati and Vishaka Nakshatra from 14th of October till 11th of October 2018. So one full year, the results are not so encouraging for Ashlesha Nakshatra natives. Moving to next sign, which is Leo. Jupiter will be in the third house from the natal moon. So for natives who have moon in sign Leo, for them the transit will be, Jupiter will be transiting their third house or third bhava. Now, they say third house or third bhava from natal moon, if Jupiter passes through that house, the results are worst. So this is one of the most dangerous or most malefic positions for Jupiter to be in during the transiting Jupiter. They say Sri Ram has to leave for Vanvas when the Jupiter was in third from his moon, from his natal moon. So, and that was a period when he went for Vanvas, and he stayed his journey for 14 years to be in ignominy, to be in forest, and had to face so much of hardships during this particular period of 14 years. So when somebody like Sri Ram, who is one of the avatars of Vishnu, has to go through so much of problem during such transit, I'm sure for individuals, for natives, for humans like us, the effects are going to be very severe, very, very disastrous. And they say out of all the places of Jupiter transit, third is the most difficult place of Jupiter transit. So then we also have to see in terms of Murti Nirnay, it's going to be in Tamra Murti, which means copper Murti. Copper Murti is considered to be 50% beneficial or 50% malefic. So again, the Murti Nirnay also is not so encouraging for natives of Leo moon sign. But at the same time, you will have Viprit Veda, which is caused by slow-moving planets like Sun, Venus, and Mercury. Venus will create Viprit Veda between 6th of February 2018 and 2nd of March 2018. So basically, and Sun also between 12th of February till 14th of March. So, and then you have Mercury, who is creating Viprit Vedha between 15th of February and 3rd of March. So basically, if you see from 6th of February till 14th of March, one or the other planet is creating the Viprit Veda for this Jupiter. So this is the only period in which you will have little bit of relief, little bit of comfort, little bit of some time to think and plan ahead. That is the results for Leo Rashi natives. Let's see what will be the effect of this transit for nakshatras which are falling in sign Leo. First nakshatra is Magha. For Magha nakshatra natives, from nakshatra Purusha standpoint, Jupiter is going to be favorable till the time Jupiter is in Chitra nakshatra and Swati nakshatra. So till the time it is there in Chitra and Swati nakshatra, which will be till 13th of October in Chitra, and then in Swati and Vishaka till 11th of October. So till December, it is going to be in Swati Nakshatra. So till mid-December, it will stay in the face portion of Nakshatra Purush, which means gains of different things, gains of education, gain of honor, gain of progeny, gain of good food, gain of fortune, and so on and so forth. So it's going to give you good gains during this period. But as soon as it moves into Vishaka Nakshatra, you will have troubles. And we know that Jupiter is going to stay in Vishaka Nakshatra for 6 full months between mid of December till mid of July 2018. It's going to be in Vishaka Nakshatra. It's going to stay in, it's going to overstay in Vishaka Nakshatra. It's going to get retrograde, and then it's again going to continue its stay in Vishaka Nakshatra for 6 months. So during this period of time, it'll be a little difficult for Magha natives. Moving on to next nakshatra, which is Purva Falguni. For Purva Falguni natives, the Jupiter transit in sign Libra will be in the face portion of Nakshatra Purush. So during Jupiter's stay in Libra sign, it's going to be there in Nakshatra number 14, which is Chitra, 15, which is Swati, and 16, which means Vishaka. So it will be in these 3 nakshatras, and these 3 nakshatras are positive in terms of transit from Nakshatra Purusha standpoint. So now let's talk about the effect of Jupiter transit for Uttara Falguni natives. Jupiter stays in Chitra Nakshatra till 13th of October 2017. During this stay in Chitra Nakshatra, Jupiter will be transiting through the head portion of Nakshatra Purush, which means grief and sorrow. And then when it moves to Swati Nakshatra from 14th of October 2017 till 17th of December 2017, it stays in Swati Nakshatra. And then it moves to Vishaka Nakshatra from 17th of December 2017 and 11th of October 2018. So for 1 full year, the transit will be almost good for such natives. They can expect a lot of good results because Jupiter will be transiting through the face portion of Nakshatra Purush, which means a lot of gains. Moving on to the effect of transit of Jupiter for Virgo Rashi. For Virgo Rashi natives, Jupiter will be transiting through their second house. Second house transit is considered to be very auspicious because it means increase of wealth, increase of name, fame, in gain of status. Such native gets a lot of family respect. Their words are respected. So that second house transit of Jupiter is considered to be very good overall. Now, in terms of aspect, Jupiter will be aspecting 10th house and the 6th house. 6th house aspect of Jupiter is not considered good. It can mean that such natives will have some sort of diseases. They will have to take some borrowings, and their enemies may trouble them. So those are the things they need to be a little careful about. In terms of Murti Nirnaya, this transit will be in the Rajat Murti, which is supposed to give 75% positive results to them. Now, this transit will be obstructed by Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus during the different periods of time. Starting from Sun, which will obstruct the good results between 12th of September and 16th of September. Then Mercury is going to create obstruction between 12th of September till 26th of September. And then Mars creates obstruction between 12th of September and 13th of October. And Venus will be creating obstruction between 15th of September and 9th of October. So basically from 12th of September till 13th of October, there is obstruction by one planet or another. But for next year, there is no obstruction till 4th of July. So for first 6 months there is no obstruction, but then the obstruction will come from Venus, which is from 4th of July 2018 till 1st of August 2018. So that is the longest period for any obstruction by any of the planet for Virgo. Moving on to the nakshatras within the sign Virgo. First nakshatra is Hasta nakshatra. For Hasta nakshatra natives, till the time Jupiter stays in Swati or Chitra nakshatra, the transit results are not going to be very good. But as soon as it moves to Vishaka nakshatra, the results of transit will be very good for such natives. They will have gains of status, name, fame, money. Moving on to Chitra nakshatra. For Chitra nakshatra, the transit of Jupiter in the sign Libra is not auspicious. They will have to face many obstacles. They will have to overcome many of the issues. They will have to bear some sorrow and bear some grief, because Jupiter will be transiting through their first house or the head portion of Nakshatra Purush. Moving on to next sign, which is Libra. So when you have Moon in Libra and when Jupiter is also transiting your natal moon, so this is considered to be not so auspicious transit, because they say when Jupiter is moving through your first house, the results are not so encouraging. You will have you will have to move out of your homeland. There will be loss of honor. So when Jupiter transit through the first house, they say the results are not very encouraging. The results are generally inauspicious. When Jupiter is in the first house from Moon, there is a change of place. There is unwanted, uncalled for change of place. There are like transfers, forced transfer, and the native has to leave their place at this point of time. Their intellect becomes dull. They are not able to take appropriate decisions, and they will have challenges in terms of loss of status and so on and so forth. In terms of aspect, Jupiter will be aspecting their 5th house, which means the birth of children, birth of child can be possible at this point of time. The natives, it will also be aspecting 7th house, so it means the natives can expect marriage. If they are unmarried, then probably marriage is also on cards. They may get into serious relationships at this point of time. The business may flourish. And 9th house aspect of Jupiter means that native may undertake holy pilgrimages. They may go and pray to different temples, or religious places, religious shrines, these kind of things they can do. They can also initiate the learnings of higher philosophies they can also initiate learnings related to religion. In terms of Murti Nirnay, the result is Loha Murti. Loha Murti gives only 25% benefic result. Unfortunately, for first house transit from Moon sign does not have any Veda. So there are no Vedas. There is no obstruction for Jupiter to give malefic results. In terms of nakshatra transit, so first nakshatra Chitra is already covered as part of Virgo sign. So coming to Swati nakshatra, so for Swati nakshatra natives, till the time Jupiter stays in Chitra nakshatra, the transit results will be positive. And we know that Jupiter stays in Chitra nakshatra till 13th of October 2017, and thereafter it moves to Swati and Vishaka nakshatra till 11th of October 2018. So entire 1 year period, they may have to face misfortunes, they may have to face some grief, some sorrow, and so on, because Jupiter then stays in the head portion of Nakshatra Purush, which can indicate grief and sorrow. Moving on to next nakshatra, which is Vishaka nakshatra. So Jupiter stays in the leg portion of Nakshatra Purush till 16th of December 2017. So between 17th of December 2017 and 16th of June 2018, it remains in the head portion of Nakshatra Purush, which is not considered to be very good, which means grief and sorrow. And then between 17th of June till 1st of August, it goes back to the leg portion of Nakshatra Purush when it goes to Swati Nakshatra 4th Pada in the retrogression motion. So again, that will be a auspicious period for such natives. And then from 2nd of August till 26th of October, it remains in the head portion. So again, grief and sorrow will be the normal theme for the life of native. So these are the effect for Jupiter transit through different signs and nakshatra that we have seen in this part. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.